to the book, The Celestial Music, An Introduction to Kirpal Singh and Surat Chap Yoga by L. Gurney Parrott. The Celestial Music, An Introduction to Kirpal Singh. This music of the spheres, referred to by Pythagoras, Plato, Shakespeare, and a host of ancient, medieval, and Renaissance poets and mystics, the concept of the celestial music, the basic elemental sound that was the core and essence of the universe, has been largely forgotten in modern times. But this book shows that in Asia it was never forgotten and remained the basis of a powerful mystic school that still exists, known as Surat Chap Yoga in India, and Sultan al-Azkar in Persia. The author, though, through his own personal experience with the great living adept Kirpal Singh, and through a careful and penetrating study of Kirpal Singh's life and work, demonstrates the relevance of this ancient concept to the modern world, that the celestial music is not only the essence of the universe, but also the essence of each individual, our original face before we were born, and that by finding it we find our real selves. The cover shows a Mansarovar, a pool of nectar at Manav Kendra, man center devoted to man-making, land service, the foothills, the Himalayas of Dehradun by Kirpal Singh. There's Mansarovar. I don't think that's Mansarovar. That's Dehradun. Where's Kirpal Singh? What? The author. The celestial music. Leonard Gurney Parrott was born in London, 1901. He practiced meditation and gradually extended his spiritual study of comparative religions, particularly the scriptures of India. He traveled extensively in Europe and the East, visiting India several times. In 1866 came to the great climax of his search, the wonderful meeting with the great master Kirpal Singh in Bombay. This meeting, which he movingly describes, and its consequences form the subject of this book. Maybe we'll read that. It's just the introduction to the book. Just the introduction. We're just reading the preface. This book is an attempt to describe the tremendous impact the author meeting with the great saint mystic Kirpal Singh, 1894 to 1974. Kirpal Singh was the spiritual successor to his master Baba Sawan Singh, 1858 to 1948, of Bias in Punjab, India, in a long line of perfect masters, which seems to include Jamal Singh, Swamiji, Tulsi Sahib, Guru Gobind Singh, Guru Nanak, Kabir, Maulana Rumi, Shahmaz Tabriz. The writer met the saint in Bombay. Hmm. 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 Now, this guy, the editor, the primer, one of the first editors, says, Krista Gurry and I communicated for many years on the subject of how to get his book, the Celestia Music, republished and what changes could be made to the second edition. His greatest wish was to republish the Celestial Music again in the United States and make it available to all seekers everywhere as an absolute gift, even free if possible. He wrote, It would be a joy to me if another edition of the work could materialize, as I find now from many inquiries. The need is so great. So now, with the benefit of the internet, the Celestial Music is republished free for downloading for all. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
You downloaded it.
I did download it. Well, that's the introduction. Introduction to the Celestial Music. There's the author standing center during the lecture given by Kirpal Singh, seated in the dais right in Rome, Italy, on the end of the 1972 tour of the West. He's from Malta, dear. That's a little island. Maybe in another reading we can read his how he met. We do part 2.
Which one?
Where's all the pictures? No pictures. The author.
He's from London.
Parrott was born in London, 1901. My grandmother was born 1900. At the age of 18, he entered the Royal Air Force. Soon qualified as an aerial photographer, became an instructor in the RAF School of Photography. 1924, at the age of 23, he entered the service at the Royal Academy of Music. That's unusual. As a clerk to the secretary, several promotions followed in quick succession, culminating his appointment as a secretary of the RAM, Royal Academy of Music. He held into the early voluntary retirement when he went to live. How does he in the music, anyways? As a clerk. I don't even know that he's a musician. He went to live in the Nilgiri hills of southern India. He's pointing to the honorary fellow of the Academy, 1944. In the early years, he had a strong interest in religion. He developed and matured under the spiritual guidance of a Christian mystic of rare quality, an English woman whose family he lived for over 40 years until, under her guidance, he practiced meditation. That's unusual, huh? And he's from this Malta, this island, the island of Malta. Is that interesting? I think I try to look him up, but you don't find very much information. This is the introduction to the book. The Celestial Music, an introduction to Kirpal Singh and the Sarat Shabd Yoga. It's a book one of the first books I read about this thing, about this Sarat Kirpal Singh. It may be the first book, actually. I think it's actually the first book, which isn't easily found anymore.